Ladies and gentlemen, it's Preston here. Excuse me, aka Godzilla Hawk, and welcome to the next edition of the Q&A. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Q&A, as you know, just ask me any questions you want to answer. So I'm going to do a couple things while I'm waiting for you guys to ask me any questions you want, and I'll answer them immediately or as soon as I can. So first, I want to start a few things. So here's the thing. If you wonder what's happening right now, I'm going to explain everything right now, like I did in the last video. If you guys didn't know, I got a new job. As you guys don't know, I just started working at my new job on Monday, and the time frame is 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So I'm not able to watch, Raws and SmackDowns, at least on the live streams, or at least supposedly live on live streams. I can only watch them when I get home when they're recorded on TV, at least for now. So yeah, it's a pain. But at least I can still watch Raws and SmackDowns. I'll still watch NXTs and stuff, but I won't be home until usually later. As it turns out this weekend, so far it looks like I'm free for the weekend. Sundays I'm usually off, but when it comes to Saturdays, it's usually 50-50. Usually they're volunteer work, overtime, but however, sometimes they are mandatory. But so far, I don't have to work Saturday, which is great. I get a weekend off. I just want to let everybody know right now about the current situation. I do have a new job now. And again, I start on Monday, and the time frame is going to be from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., which I'll be getting benefits, and of course, sometimes overtime, depending. But I just want to let everybody know right now. So when it comes to videos, they are going to be a little bit later than usual. Of course, I'll try to get my Q&As still on weekdays as soon as possible. Can't guarantee you anything. I am going to try, of course, still do videos on weekends. Of course, I'll still do Extreme Rules review on this weekend. And in terms of NXT TakeOver events, I'll still review those. But again, it depends on the Saturdays I'm working at. That's what all depends. And of course, you'll still get live reactions for pay-per-views too. So you're going to get live reactions, hopefully, to Money in the Bank. So with that being said, I just want to let everybody know right now about what's happening right now. Again, while I continue to wait for more people to ask me questions, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll start on my Extreme Rules predictions for now, at least, until I get more people in the chat room to ask me questions. Since I won't do a solo predictions video on this card, but to kill some time, I figured I'd give you guys my thoughts and predictions. So Extreme Rules is coming this Sunday. The Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Only 6 matches, which is weird. I figured there'd be at least 7 or 8 matches on the card, and there's not even a kickoff or pre-show. So it's weird. So, but we're just gonna go over the matches very quickly before I get started on the Q&A. Hopefully by then I'll have enough questions to answer. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not gonna go in specific order. I'm just gonna name the matches on top of my head. So we got The Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship, and Dean Ambrose gets disqualified. He loses the title. I honestly do not care about this match. I'm gonna be real with you. Dean Ambrose is champion. He's very boring. He hasn't really done anything with the title. As far as The Miz, I think the Miz is a great IC champion. I just, I promise buying him a little too much now for the Intercontinental Championship. What I mean by that is, as soon as they get the title on somebody, they immediately try to put it back on the Miz to kind of like do damage control, because they know the Miz did so well on SmackDown with the title. And also, I would like to see some new fresh faces. Again, I'm not opposed to having Miz win the IC title, but I think we need a little bit of a break. So Trish is going to win. Honestly, it can go either way. Honestly, it would not surprise me if the Miz won due to maybe like Maurice attacking the Miz or slapping the Miz so that gets Dean Ambrose disqualified. I can even see Dean Ambrose winning. Me personally, honestly, Dean should retain, and then he should lose it at Great Balls of Fire to Elias Samson. And that's not me joking. That's not me trolling or anything. That's me being 100% serious. I am a big fan of Elias Samson. I've always been big on him. Ever since NXT, I saw great things for him. I think it just makes the most sense. Give the new guy the title, see what he does with it. I mean, look what they did to SmackDown. Jinder Mahal to take a big risk. Obviously, it's too soon to tell how Jinder Mahal is going to do with the title. But I'm going to be fair with Jinder Mahal. Although I like Jinder Mahal, I like the shock value. I'm not going to say he's doing a great job yet. I want to wait until see how he does versus a character. I want to wait what kind of matches he does. Then I'll judge by the end of that. But Elias Samson, that's me personally. I know a lot of people don't like Samson, but that's fine. People aren't the first. But Samson, I believe, is a future champion. But that's just my personal opinion there. And me personally, I would prefer doing this a triple threat Extreme Rules, doing Ambrose, Miz, and Samson. At least there's no disqualification there. And to be honest, a match with a stipulation like that, where if you get disqualified, you lose the title at pay-per-view called Extreme Rules, I think is personally stupid. Extreme Rules should be all the matches should have at least a gimmick or some sort of stipulation. When I mean stipulation, I mean like a match where there's no DQ or like something. Like hell, I would have taken a 2 out of 3 falls match, to be honest. Like back in 2012 when they did Bryan Sheamus, that was a great match they did in 2 out of 3 falls. So you could still do something kind of like with disqualifications, but make it more interesting, like a 2 out of 3 falls. I think would be a better choice. But in terms of this, if I had to make a final prediction, I'm gonna go. Again, I really want Ambrose to win just due to the fact I want Samson to take off. But however, I'm going to go ahead and say The Miz. I think for some reason, I think The Miz is going to become the new Intercontinental Champion because they realize Dean Ambrose is very boring right now as champion, and they know that The Miz was a better IC champion. So they probably want to just get the belt off Ambrose as soon as possible, put it back on The Miz. But the thing is, just because Miz had a great run, it's also storytelling. It's also how you booked The Miz. And that's what SmackDown did with The Miz was they booked him how he should have been booked as IC champion. With Raw, it's a different story. They're not really good at making stars. So it just really varies on that. Again, people are coming in now asking questions. So again, continue asking your questions, guys. I'm just going to go over the predictions very quick before I get started on the Q&A. So I'm going to pick The Miz. I want Ambrose to win, but I think The Miz is going to win. So I'm going to go with The Miz. Next, we got Cesaro, Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys inside of a steel cage. Yeah, I'm really like on this match. I mean, to be honest, the Hardys, it's awesome having Hardys, but I really want them to be broken. I want them to be the broken Hardys really bad. After watching a lot of other reviews and such, I think Sheamus and Cesaro, for some reason, are going to win. I think Hardys and the Hardys are going to lose in some weird way. Like maybe like Jeff Hardy decides to be a spot monkey or something. Kind of similar back at Survivor Series 01, I think it was. I think something similar like that. Where maybe like Jeff Hardy is on top of the cage, has an opportunity to win, but he ends up jumping off the cage and costing the match or something like that. So if Sheamus and Cesaro, here's what I think: if Sheamus and Cesaro win, and by doing this it makes the Hardys broken, then I say do it. But me personally, I'd rather see the Hardy Boys versus the Revival. I think that is a much better match. But hey, who knows? You can always give the Hardy Boys the broken gimmick, after they lose to Sheamus and Cesaro, then get them broken, get the belts back on them, and then maybe at SummerSlam or something, you can do the Broken Hardys versus the Revival, which that would be an awesome match. I would love to see that for tag titles. And then get the belts to Revival then. I think that would have been awesome. But I'm going to say Sheamus and Cesaro, and that's when the Hardy Boys will become broken afterwards. With that being said, I'm going to take a quick little break and answer some questions. Do you see Around the Table with Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, and Michael Hayes? No, I don't really watch that. Do you watch Graham Toy Show? I watch it from time to time. Not all the time, but very from occasional time, I would say. Do you agree NXT and Indie guys are killing the reigns? No, I honestly don't think that's the problem. And that's, again, you could say it's killing the reigns, but the fact is, they are a great talent. Again, that's just my opinion, and a lot of people agree with me, but there's a lot of people that disagree with me. Me personally, I don't think that's killing the business. I think what's killing the business is Vince McMahon being out of touch. Vince still relying on big guys, always have to be on top. Not really coming up with any creative storylines. I think that's the problem. I think, honestly, if you were to give better storylines, give everybody more of a chance, then I think, honestly, the part would be a lot better. You can have guys from independents come in, but that doesn't mean your show's going to be shit, I mean, look at guys like Nakamura and AJ Styles. They're some of the reasons why SmackDown's more watched than Raw. I mean, they're big names just all around the world, and they're just all that. But even if you want to go all the way back to even before the independents were independents, Eddie Guerrero used to wrestle independents. He used to wrestle in Ring of Honor, and look what that got. He became one of the biggest stars and biggest names in the WWE of that era. And he brought in ratings. And that's because how they booked him. It was because of his character. It was his wrestling style. Everything about him was pretty much near perfect. Again, another guy is CM Punk. CM Punk came from Ring of Honor. He came from independence. And look what happened. He brought in ratings ever since he did the pipe bomb. He's a good wrestler. He had a unique look to him. And he wasn't really a big guy either. Again, guys like Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho. I could name quite a few more. But again, now honestly, someone just replied, Raw was a 1.75. Well, I'm not surprised because Raw is garbage. I will stand by it. SmackDown is 100,000 times better. Raw is it just seems so tired. It seems so forced. The only things good I like were Rollins and Reigns, and then of course the triple threat. But everything else was very forgettable. It was bland, and then of course the Bayley Alexa Bliss make the Life of Bayley segment was just absolutely horrendous. And this is coming from a guy that's a big Alexa Bliss and Bayley fan, and the fact that I'm even admitting that and saying that sucked was yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Almost everything on Raw sucks. There's only like a few things on Raw that are actually kind of good, but either of that, SmackDown's just more enjoyable to watch. But again, that's me personally. But a lot more people agree with that statement. But that again, with that. What do you think of Joseph Park? I think it's an absolute joke. And to be quite honest, honestly, Will, I do not give a shit about Impact. I'm probably just going to ignore it because Impact is just absolute shit. Barry Moore and Agro both have muscle. These guys don't. Well, again, just because they have muscle, that doesn't mean that. Again, you forgot about CM Punk. CM Punk never really had muscle, but yeah, he was a big name. You know, you're right. A Guerrero and Benoit, they have muscle, but you know, they're still considered as cruiserweights and guys that would never make it to the business. They're considered quote unquote vanilla midgets, is what people like today would call guys like Finn Balor vanilla midgets and all stuff like that. But yeah, these are the same guys that we wanted to see in the business, and they helped revolutionize the business in a big way. And if you and hear me out, I'm not saying you guys have to like Finn Balor. I'm not gonna force you guys to. But if you really don't like the direction WWE's going, then either you have one or two options. Either you can keep watching and try to keep a more open mind on things, think more positively about it. But if you really, really like, oh, all these vanilla midgets are killing everything, and all these independent guys need to go. You know, we need more guys like a big cast of Roman Reigns to roam the place and everything. Then I'm honestly sorry. You might as well just stop watching WWE because it's not going that direction for a while. And again, that's not me trying to shit on you guys. It's just me being honest. Because that's what WWE's trying to do. Again, my thing is the problem is they're not being creative. They're not really showing the interest in these new guys. They just go, okay, here's these guys, and then that's it. They don't give them time to develop. They don't come up with interesting storylines, and they don't. Again, they have asked everything. Like Bayley is one of the most over people in the world. She could be the next face of the women's division, and that's me being fucking serious here. But the way they booked her is a joke. They booked her to a joke where people don't get behind her. She's treated like crap, and even coming from a Bayley fan, I'm even like, dude, this isn't even fun. I can't even enjoy Bayley's promos. Her promos are cringy. Her work is very meh. I mean, besides her match at Payback with Alexa Bliss. Which, speaking of which, let's go with a few more questions. Honestly, there's so many now. Pick one dead wrestler and one retired wrestler, and versus one active wrestler. Mine is Chris Murrow, Shawn Michaels, and AJ Styles. Okay. So pick one wrestler that is dead. I pick a Guerrero, one retired. Daniel Bryan, one active wrestler. Yeah, probably AJ Styles. So Ed Guerrero versus Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. I think that would be a incredible match to have. But no, yours is actually very good too. Raw and SmackDown are the same show. They both suck. Well, again, that's your opinion. Yes, it's run by the same company, but I also think SmackDown is a lot more fun to watch. It feels a lot more free. A lot better. There's like more creativity there. With Raw, it's just the same every week. It's just meh. But again, that's just my personal opinion there. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry. Don't bother, watching this channel because honestly, I'm more of an open-minded person. I kind of keep things more optimistic. Again, I'm not saying everything on SmackDown is perfect. Like it's not. I'd be lying if everything on SmackDown was great. Like there's no problems. I mean, of course there's problems, but just Raw is the one that we both agree on is absolute garbage, and it's a joke. I show it to my fans who don't watch wrestling and say, "Who are these weak-skinned guys? What happened to WWE?" Well, again, that's more of your thing and your family's thing. You know, if that's what how they honestly feel, I mean, you know, I got nothing but respect for their own opinion. But again, um, you know, it's just it's a I don't honestly don't feel like arguing anymore. It's just a little odd. So honestly, I'm just gonna end it there. Hey, Preston, what do you think about Impact Wrestling? Yeah. I'm not even gonna answer that. If you really want me to answer that, it's shit. I think it needs to just die and go now. It's just freaking dumb. Why can't we see your face anymore? No, you'll see my face from time to time. You know, it's just when it comes to Q&As and certain videos like this, I'm probably just gonna have the camera off. I just prefer it that way. That way there's no distractions in the background. You can just hear my voice and everything. But that doesn't mean I go ahead and just, oh, I'm gonna do videos like this all the time. Like, of course, live reactions and reviews and stuff. I'll do more with my face, but for at least for Q&As, I'm just gonna keep the video off. And I'm just trying this out, seeing where it goes. In fact, to be honest, I've always wanted to do this, but I never figured out how until I realized how stupid I was. Thoughts on Women's Money Bank? I like it. I think it's long overdue. I've wanted this to happen for a long time, and so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see what happens from there. When was the first time you heard of NXT? I mean, I've heard of NXT like when I started watching WWE back, I think 2011 or 2012, I believe it was. I heard NXT, but I was never able to watch it because, of course, I never knew where to watch it. And plus, that's when NXT was absolute garbage. So I've known about for a while, but I didn't actually start watching until I guess I got the network and I started watching when NXT started getting good again. I just started getting good. So, and that was probably what 2014, I believe. That's when I started actually watching it. If that makes any sense. So, while you guys continue to ask me more questions, we're gonna go ahead and finish up the predictions before I get on to more questions. So I'm gonna say Cesaro, Sheamus are winning the championship tag team titles, and of course, Miz retains or not retains, he wins the Intercontinental Championship. So let's go on with the next one. I'm gonna say, oh, Sasha Banks and Rich Swann versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Why are they doing this? It's a mixed tag match. There's no story for this. There's nothing. It's just it's a random match put in. Seriously, this honestly feels more like the kickoff match. This is actually on the actual card. I would prefer seeing Goldust and R-Truth. At least that had some sort of story going into it, and they can always make it to like a street fight or something, make it at least interesting. But really, you're going to do this big tag match on the actual show? I'm sorry, that is dumb. Like, I do not on. Also, I can't even get mad. It's just one of those matches that's just stupid. It's stupid. It's not even worth really talking about. I don't care about this match. But if I'm going to have to give a prediction, I'm going to just say Sasha Banks and Rich Swann. There. Another quick prediction while you continue asking questions because I'm getting closer now. Let's see, what's another match? I feel like I forget one. I've done The Miz and Ambrose. I've done Mixed tag, I've done the tag team championship match. I feel like I'm forgetting another one. We still got the women's, we got the fatal five, but then there's a sixth one I know. Fudge, what is that sixth match? I know I'm missing another match. I'm trying to think for a second. Anyways, why that comes to my head. So I've already done the Miz, I've done the mixed tag, I've done the tag team championships inside steel cage. So let's see. Let's just go down to Bayley Alexa Bliss. These two have a pretty good match at Payback, which I went to live. These two can have a great match, and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to talk about getting extreme. So what stipulation match are going to be a part of? I'm interested in seeing what they do. Are they going to do maybe Falls Count Anywhere? Are they going to do a ladder match? Are they doing Extreme Rules? Or are they doing Last Woman Standing? And they're doing 2 or 3. Like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I can't wait for this. A candlestick on a pole match. Who the hell came up with that garbage stipulation? I hate those matches. I hate everything about those type of matches. They're useless. They're boring. Were created back in the bad WCW days. Like, I hate that. Like, why? All because Alexa hit Bayley with a candlestick. Stick on a pole match. I'm just gonna say Alexa Bliss wins. Alexa Bliss is gonna retain the championship. I went from being like, okay, I'm semi-interested to all they had to say was candlestick on a pole match, and then of course the Bayley's Life of Bayley segment, which is horrendous. That was just awful. But again, I don't blame anybody who was a part of that. It was their fault. It was just the booking and the writing who was doing it. So that's why I honestly think there. Again, I know there's another match besides the Fatal 5-Way. I'm trying to think. All right, let's see here. When did you start YouTube? I started YouTube late 2012. Are you gonna see Wonder Woman? No. Ever used Netflix? I've used Netflix quite a bit of times. I just haven't used it as often. Fuck, Mary, kill. Tori Wilson, Eva Marie, Nikki Bella. I would fuck Tori Wilson, marry Nikki Bella, and kill Eva Marie. I might agree with that. Did Vince Russo book on candlestick on a pole match? Which again, I find it weird, Scott. I'm not trying to crap on you, but aren't you friends with Vince Russo and everything? So I figured you wouldn't really want to talk negatively towards him. I'm just curious about that. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, that feels like Vince Russo just booked that. Do you think Batista will ever come back to WWE for a one more run? Quite honestly, I don't care. Hey, do you think he will or should come back as Animal instead of the Batista? No, I don't think it should ever come back. I don't give 2 shits about Batista if he comes back or not. I really don't care. Cruiserweight title. Oh, right. Thank you. I almost forgot about that. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Harry Allen Flynn. Thank you so much. Yes, the other prediction. Austin Aries versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship in a submission match. An interesting stipulation. We'll see what happens, but again, I really want to like the Cruiserweight division. I really do. But they booked them so badly that I don't really care. I honestly don't care. It's really sad. And these are 2 guys at Neville Austin who are awesome athletes, and they can have amazing matches. But so far, their match at Payback was just kind of okay, and then their match which was on Kickoff, which actually was only getting a price, which was actually pretty damn good. So Manchester match is gonna be interesting, but I really want to care, but I just can't. I can't care because I'm not a fan of the cruiserweight division right now. Ever since I went on the Raw, they've just been garbage. It's a mess, and I've kind of stopped caring. As soon as I think gonna win, I'm gonna say Austin Aries is finally gonna win. I think Aries will finally beat Neville and become the cruiserweight champion. What do you think about Vince Russo? Oh, I don't like him. I think he's a shitbag. I think, he's a piece of shit. He's a terrible booker. He's a terrible match card designer. He's just dumb. I don't really like him. What does Raw need to do to compete with SmackDown? Well, kind of do what SmackDown's doing. When you have the new talent, start using them. Come up with stories, come up with better character development, more unpredictability on Raw. Do different matches. Don't just do the same matches over and over again. Better segments, and I think it would be better. I think Raw would start slowing getting better. Again, if Raw was exactly like the Raw after Battleground last year, I guarantee you Raw would be trumping SmackDown all over the place. Hands down. This is kind of from a SmackDown guy, but they don't. They drop the ball, and they only do it on Raw. But it's very rare now. But out of that, Raw is just unbearable. It feels more like a chore. I get tired. And if you really want me to be honest, if you go back to 2 hours, I'd be fine. But if you're really going to stretch for 3 hours, then make it worth 3 hours. When will Raw be good again? When WWE flat out freaking decides to pull their head out of their asses and decides, maybe we should actually come with an actual wrestling product. Thoughts on Jinder Mahal being champion? I'm fine with it. I'm totally happy with that decision. All right. Now let's move on to I believe I said Austin Aries is going to win Cruiser Championship. My last prediction before I continue with more Q&A. Fatal 5-way match. The only match I would say I'm actually looking forward to, and to be honest, I kind of agree with I think it was Connor from OK Babe. I kind of agree with him the most. Where it's literally a one-match show. Like everything else just seems kind of just there, while the main event is actually the only one I'm interested in. Of course, winner fights Brock Lesnar. Here's the thing: I kind of don't want anybody to win this because at the end of the day, we're all just going to get squashed and buried by the stupid part-timer Lesnar who needs to get off my goddamn screen and just get released from WWE. Honestly, I hate Lesnar with a passion. He's a piece of crap in real life, and he does not give a shit about the business. All he cares about is money. It's just dumb. I can't stand Lesnar at this point. It's just when it comes down to it, I would not be surprised if Roman Reigns won. But I really, you know why I really want Samoa Joe, because at least that would seem like a more even match to me. Um, it's I think my predictions are going to be Finn Balor. Although I want Finn Balor so bad to get his title back, the problem with that is all that's going to happen is he's just going to freaking fight Brock Lesnar, just going to get squashed and he's going to lose. Which I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I hope that happens because they hate Finn so much. But I'd be so pissed because I'm just like, that's one of the reasons I hate Brock Lesnar. It's just his matches are just. His matches are just squash matches. I hate them. So I'm going to pick Finn Balor to win, but I kind of don't want to. Just for a fact, I know what will happen. Did you see the Yu-Gi-Oh movie? Unfortunately, I did not. But eventually, I probably will. Punk and Guerrero have fought before. Same with AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio. Yeah, AJ Styles and Rey, I knew that. And of course, Guerrero, Punk, Rey Mysterio as well, in a triple threat. So yeah, that was one thing I recently found out months ago, which I thought was pretty cool. I did not know. Lesnar is great. Well, that's your opinion. Um, is Brock Lesnar a lazy wrestler? Oh, that's not even a question. That's a fact. Literally, you could totally tell just from facial reactions. He does not give a shit about the business. All he's there for is for a paycheck. If he really cared about the business, he'd be freaking wanting to go on TV more times. He will want to have more matches. He'll be putting on better matches. He'll be actually doing more moves. All he does is just, I'm going to say nothing. I'm going to show up when I want, and then when I have a match, I'm just going to do a bunch of suplexes and F5, and that's it. That's all he is. That's all he does, and then he leaves. Then he comes back to squash somebody. That's the problem. The only times Brock Lesnar actually had a good match was against freaking with. Last time was against The Undertaker. With Dean Ambrose, it was pathetic. With Orton, it was a joke. He actually had competitive matches against was freaking with Triple H, CM Punk, and The Undertaker. What happened to Seth Rollins? He destroyed. What happened to Roman Reigns? He destroyed him. Freaking, it was just, I hate that. That's what one thing. Here's why I believe in more competitive matches. I like it where a match goes more back and forth. I hate honestly squash matches. And burial matches. I also hate them. They're not fun. They're really not fun. They're just boring. And again, I know they're trying to make Lesnar to a beast on Double Force, but it's come to a point now where it's just I don't give a shit. I don't care if Lesnar wins. Can't we just at least give him a match? Roman, Sami Zayn. Honestly, this guy loves Roman Reigns, and that's fine. Again, this guy is he's one of those guys that just hates pretty much 90% of the roster. And that's fine. Those are everybody. Again, that's your opinion. If the Universal title looked better, would you give it a shit about the title? At least I would say at least the title actually looked nice. At least I could say something positive about the belt. At least I could say the title actually looks pretty nice looking. But good title design, no title, or bad title design. The title, in my opinion, is now dead. They were going to give it to Balor, and I was really looking forward to it. Of course, unfortunately, Balor got injured, which sucks. Then they gave it to Kevin Owens. I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be good. They made Kevin Owens into a joke champion, into a wuss champion, which was stupid. Then they give it to Goldberg, who squashed friggin' Owens in 20 seconds, which was absolute stupidity. You gave it to a part-timer to begin with. He holds it for no more than a month, and then he just loses it now to another part-timer who doesn't even show up most of the time now. He just shows up whenever he wants to. It's almost like as soon as they give it, the only guy that could have made the title scene relevant was Kevin Owens, but they dropped the ball on him so bad. It's like, he should have been one of the easiest guys to book. He was super easy to book. Just make it to a pass, make it to a dominant force. Make it to a monster heel, but they couldn't even do that. And then what do they do? When they give it to the part-timers. And what have they done with the belt? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. They've done nothing to make that belt even more prestigious. They've made it to a joke. It's kind of a point now where I don't even know if anything will make the belt good. Even if you gave it back to Finn Balor, it would really help at this point. After the towel's not even a year old, and already this towel is just dead to me. It's just gotten to a point where it's just dumb. There's this new one that moves the needle. I'm assuming that means move the ranks. Well, and that's the fucking problem. That's the problem. They keep relying on these stupid part-timers. They could have a bunch of Brock Lesnar's in the WWE right now with the proper booking and storytelling. The problem is they don't do shit. That's the problem. That's why I can't stand guys like Lesnar. It's like, yeah, it's cool to see them, but at the same time, if you really want the next Brock Lesnar, just book your guys better. You start using them better. That's it. Vince doesn't want to come back on team. Well, whether that being true or not, well, then that's definitely more Vince's fault then too, and Vince is completely out of touch. But again, you and I are gonna pretty much disagree, so you might as well just not ask me anything revolving this, because, be quite honest, freaking, I never liked Vince McMahon. I think he's completely out of touch. But you might disagree with me on that, saying he's not out of touch. He's doing fine, but he just needs to get rid of vanilla midget, so to speak. I'm the type of guy that says, well, you have the star, you have the roster, just use them. Just book them. Come with better stories with them, and you could have the next John Cena, you can have the next Brock Lesnar's, you can have the next Eddie Guerrero's, but they don't try. They're just lazy with that. Favorite wrestling guru's memory. Probably most likely live reactions, but I really, really like the fantasy draft videos where they book their own shows too. I thought those were always awesome to watch. I hope they do those again. Did you see World Culture and how they should book Broken My Heart? Yes, I did. I'm always gonna watch those videos. I thought that was a very interesting video they did too. I'm totally down for that if they ever did that. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and AJ Styles are turning 40 this year. Did you know? Yes, I did, and it's so weird now. They're actually turning 4 years old. I know, it's just weird. Brock Lesnar, John Cena. Okay, no, I already read that one. Does Vince like to piss the audience intentionally? You know, at this point, I would not be surprised. I love these. We do it for the fans, but we all know fucking reality. It's like, no, it's what we want. If you don't like it, kiss our asses. That's pretty much the business standpoint. Is either you either it's just either you watch our proper what we do, or you get nothing. Pretty much that's his mindset, and I would not be surprised about that. But yeah, I would not be surprised if actually attention pissed off the fans. If Kurt Angle's going to Wrestle Kingdom, who should she fight? There's a lot of guys who I'd actually like to see Kurt Angle fight. I would love to see him fight AJ Styles. They've had some amazing matches in the past. I would love to see him and Rusev. I think that would be interesting. Him and Seth Rollins would be another great match. Of course, I would love to have seen Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan, but unfortunately, we're never going to get that match. So, I mean, there's a lot of interesting matches, but I would not be surprised if they went with Angle and Lesnar. That's me being honest. What wrestler got you into wrestling? Mine was Mysterio. I don't really know what wrestler really got me into wrestling. I mean, I just liked wrestling since the beginning because back in the day, I just liked it for the action and the violence and stuff back in the day. So I didn't really have a wrestler that really got me into wrestling. It was just more like, oh, I just like this uniqueness to it. That was practically it. Paris Shield moment. Probably when they faced off against the Wyatt family. I think that was probably the best moment. Would you want to see Revival versus Los Guerreros? I think that would have been an amazing match to see. I would have been all forward to that match. Will Daniel Bryan come out, return to Virginia Wrestling? I keep hearing rumors that he's supposed to be wrestling when his contract expires from WWE. But again, that's a rumor, and can't always take those news so seriously. If he does return to wrestling, I will be surprised. But if he does come back to wrestling, I pray to God he wrestles Kurt Angle so bad. I really want that match. And also, I think that would be an amazing match to see. Wow, 14 dislikes. Yeah, probably. That's because most of them are freaking just trolls. Again, if you're not self-aware of that, they're just trolls. They're just people that disagree with my opinions and stuff and everything. Whatever the case may be, I'm kind of used to this point. They don't really like me anymore. I'll say not one like, but again, that's on them. I'm not going to shit on them for having opinion, but if they're trolls, they're trolls. They just want attention. Who buries more, Triple H or John Cena? Triple H has definitely buried quite a bit of people. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, probably John Cena, but just barely. Just barely. You think Kurt Angle's going to wrestle at SummerSlam? I mean, it could be a possibility, and if it does happen, I think that would be kind of cool, actually. See, I just don't know again who he would face. That's my question. If that's maybe they'll have a SummerSlam in 2000, and I think it was 3 rematch against Brock Lesnar, maybe. You know, maybe they could do something like that if they can't get Braun Strowman back in time. You know, I think that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. If Kurt Angle did come back at SummerSlam, I think that would be pretty cool, actually. I would love to see him wrestle a few more times before he retires from wrestling. Let's see. How long have I been doing this video now? Almost 50, a little over 50 minutes. Has Matt Hardy always been broken because he was always behind Jeff Hardy's successor, right, with Edge and Lita? I see what you did there. That'd be kind of interesting take on it. Do you watch Nostalgia Critic? Yes, I do watch the Nostalgia Critic. Although I am a bigger fan of James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, but I do like Nostalgia Critic, and I do watch it. Have you heard about the Animaniacs reboot coming? No, I have not actually. Although I'm not really the biggest fan of Animaniacs. I almost couldn't say it there for a second. I mean, if they're getting a reboot, I hope it's good. But then again, look what happened to Teen Titans and Powerpuff Girls. Look where those shows are right now. I'm thinking maybe answering a few more questions and then probably going to end it with that. Which Kevin Owens and John Cena match did you like better? Honestly, I still like the first one. Although the other two matches from more storytelling and match per se was better, I just like their first match and count better. The fact that's led by Kevin Owens as being a big name player, and the fact that he beat John Cena clean. Just overall, the match wasn't just great. Kevin Owens ended up being John Cena, which is what I wanted. But not only that, he did clean, which is even better. And that's how you're supposed to book Kevin Owens. So that's what I liked about it. So me personally, I like their first encounter at Elimination Chamber personally. I want to see Nostalgia Critic review the first year game movie. Yeah, I know. He'll probably crap on it, to be honest. Jeff Hardy, no more words. Version 1 thing. Probably needs version 1 theme. I just buy a little bit better, me personally. But you know what? I think that's going to do it, though, for today. I do appreciate you guys asking me all these questions and everything. There was also my brief little predictions there for Extreme Rules. I do appreciate all you guys watching. and listening to this video and answering or asking me all these questions. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I'll, of course, give you guys my Extreme Rules predictions, or not prediction, review on Sunday. Either that, though, take care, all my peeps, and have a good night.